In Matthew chapter 5, verses 27 to 28, Jesus said, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart." God created man and woman, and God wanted to show the best way for a man and a woman to live. God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Holy Spirit are three separate persons, but are as one God. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24 says, "That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh." A man and a woman are separate persons, but when they marry, they become one flesh. They are no longer two, but one. God sees marriage as a permanent relationship that is unbreakable, lasting until the end of the man's life or the woman's life. Like the relationship among the three persons, God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Holy Spirit, God wants husband and wife to be as one. Let's take a closer look at two words, adultery and lustfully. What is adultery? Adultery is when a husband tears apart the oneness he has with his wife and becomes one with another woman. The same is true when a wife tears apart the oneness she has with her husband and becomes one with another man. Jesus quotes Exodus chapter 20, verse 14, which is the seventh of the 10 Commandments. "You shall not commit adultery." This means you should not tear yourself from your wife and become one flesh with another woman. The same applies to a wife. You should not tear yourself from your husband and become one flesh with another man. Jesus also says, "But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart." Jesus is telling us that it is not just about our actions. It is not just about what we do. Jesus is saying that it is also about what is in our hearts. What God looks at is both our hearts and our actions. What does it mean to look at a woman lustfully? It means to look at a woman, desire her, want her. When we look at a woman and want her, we are already committing adultery. We did not commit the act of adultery, but Jesus says it is the same thing. Wanting another woman other than one's wife is committing adultery and breaking God's seventh commandment. The same goes with a wife wanting another man. God wants us to be perfect like Jesus, but that is impossible. We can't do it ourselves. It is impossible for a husband to not want another woman besides his wife. It is impossible for a wife to not want another man besides her husband. Because what we want comes from the heart. To obey what Jesus said requires a brand new heart, a clean heart, a pure heart. Only the Holy Spirit can give us that kind of heart. Only the Holy Spirit can transform our hearts. But the only way for the Holy Spirit to enter our hearts is if our hearts have been purified. And the only way for our hearts to be purified is if we believe that we have been forgiven through the sacrifice of Jesus. The sacrifice of Jesus, the blood of Jesus, forgives us, purifies us. And when our hearts are purified, only then can the Holy Spirit enter our hearts and start transforming our hearts. By the power of the Holy Spirit, who came to us when Jesus had completed his salvation work, we can begin to obey God's commandment. You shall not commit adultery, in our actions and in our hearts.